News every 15 minutes, weather every 10, and sports twice an hour.
Newstalk KGVO, AM 1290 and now 101.5 FM.
You're listening to Montana Morning with Peter Christian.
At last report, Highway 12 still closed from yesterday's Rockslide. Good morning, everyone. It's Montana Morning. It's Wednesday, February 11th, 2015. Right now we have a cloudy sky. We've got 29 degrees. Roads, of course, in good shape, bare and dry, with the exception of Highway 12. We'll get to that in a moment. Our newscast is sponsored by Dig It Excavating. They bring 30 years of excellence to every job. Call 214-4292. Our top story, of course, this morning, recent heavy rains led to a rock slide early yesterday morning that we covered heavily. It blocked most of the highway on Highway 12 West near the Graves Creek Road turnoff. Maintenance supervisor for the Montana Department of Transportation, Steve Felix, said the slide occurred just after 5 a.m. yesterday and that Highway Department personnel were able to, for a short time, guide smaller vehicles around the massive boulders that littered the roadway. Felix said that situation changed about 9 a.m.
Right now, Highway 12 is closed to through traffic at mile marker 20 and up at the Montana-Idaho border on the west end of Highway 12. We've had a large rock slide that came through this morning. We are forced to close the road because we've got some instability up above where the slide was.
Felix said the boulders littering the roadway are too large to move with heavy equipment, so they've been using explosives.
We've got a consultant, a local consultant out of Stevensville that's come in to do the plan. Well, they'll set some small charges to bring additional stable rock that's above that hasn't fallen yet. We want to make it comes down to them. Cause us problems later.
Felix said the cleanup will take at least through today, perhaps into tomorrow. Captain Bill Burt with the Missoula County Sheriff's Office says drivers can still use Petty Creek and Graves Creek Road to get to Interstate 90, but that road is only accessible to passenger cars and trucks, while semi-trucks will not be able to maneuver the switchbacks on that narrow road. A 22-year-old woman has pleaded guilty to stabbing another woman to death during a fight at a Billings bar. The Billings Gazette reports Jamie Jo Brokenrope pleaded guilty yesterday to deliberate homicide with the September 5th death of 29-year-old Ruthie Martinez. District Judge Michael Moses scheduled Brokenrope's sentencing for April 17th. Prosecutors are recommending a 60-year prison term, plus restitution. Public Defender Steve Scott will be allowed to argue for a shorter sentence. Montana Attorney General Tim Fox has asked 9 major oil companies to collaborate with their franchisees to help eliminate synthetic drugs from retail locations operating under their brand names, including gas stations and convenience stores. Fox describes these synthetic drugs.
These drugs mimic actual illegal drugs, and they're made through chemistry to avoid regulation.
Fox says many retail gas stations and convenience stores have been selling these synthetic drugs, and Montana is joining in a nationwide effort to halt this activity.
This is a letter that I co-signed with 43 other attorneys general. We're expressing our concern that some of these branded retail operators are selling these illegal synthetic drugs, and we ask these companies to basically prohibit their franchisees from selling these synthetic drugs.
Fox says the manufacture and sale of such drugs in Montana is already illegal. The VA Montana healthcare system is temporarily closing its 8-bed acute psychiatric unit at Fort Harrison due to a lack of staffing. VA Montana spokesman Randy Martin told the Billings Gazette the unit near Helena has 2 patients who will be continuing to receive care, but any future patients will be sent to other hospitals. VA Montana has 2 full-time psychiatrists and can employ 6. The 8-bed PTSD and substance abuse units each need 1 full-time psychiatrist and will remain open. Democratic Senator John Tester says VA Secretary Robert McDonald will visit the state this spring in response to that closure. A call from KGVO News was not returned. PPL has announced that in August, the Corrette coal-fired power plant near Billings will shut down. Montana Senator Steve Daines said the closure is the result of a war on energy by the Obama administration and the EPA.
This is 30 jobs. Most of them are union jobs there in Billings. The Corrette power plant contributes several $1 million a year in tax revenues to the state of Montana and Yellowstone County. This supports infrastructure, schools, our teachers, and so forth. And here we have Obama's war on American energy, and unfortunately the Corrette plant is a victim.
Daines said the energy debate has become, quote, a daily battle, end quote, for him in Washington.
Coal represents over half of Montana's electrical supply. It's about 40% of our nation's electrical supply. This is about America security, not only in terms of our economic security, but also our national security. And that is why the battle right now is with President Obama and the EPA, and this is something we're pushing back on almost on a daily basis back here in Washington.
PPL cites governmental regulations as one of the main reasons for the plant's closure. Yesterday, the Montana House Agriculture Committee met to discuss a bill that would make it illegal for adults to be spectators at dogfights, cockfights, and other animal fighting events. Humane Society spokeswoman Laura O'Connor was in Helena to explain why she believes the bill should be passed.
Right now, Montana is the only state in the entire country where being a spectator at a dogfight is legal. This bill would basically close the loophole and fix the omission. And the omission, basically, the Agriculture Committee passed a law several years ago, and they neglected to put spectators in the body of the bill.
O'Connor says that the fact that spectators aren't prohibited gives dogfight organizers an easy out.
To organize it, that's against the law, but to be a spectator, it is still legal. And fights would not occur without spectators. It's not illegal to be a spectator. So basically what happens is if law enforcement learns about one, they will go, but nobody will stand up and say that they're organizer. So they're all participants.
So far, the legislature has decided against similar bills multiple times. Now, according to O'Connor, the reason the bill failed was because of fears it could affect rodeos. However, she says this bill has a specific rodeo exemption. University of Montana is celebrating its 122nd birthday tomorrow with the noon hour party and an evening Charter Day awards ceremony and reception. Angela Weisenberger with the University of Montana Office of Alumni Relations said the Charter Day Awards ceremony starts at 5:30 p.m. in the University of Montana Ballroom to honor several important community members.
The Associated Students of the University of Montana Student Service Award is going to Mike Hopkins. Our Outstanding Volunteer Award goes to Winlena Oldperson. The George M. Dennison Presidential Staff Award is going to Carrie Shimmick from University Relations.
Weisenberger identifies even more award recipients.
The George M. Dennison Presidential Faculty Award goes to Ronald Wakamoto. Outstanding service to the external community is to Nancy Noel Mara. The Neil S. Bucklew Presidential Service Award goes to Deborah Doyle McQuinney. The
events are free and open to the public. Again, that's tomorrow. Newstalk Times 610.
Newstalk, KGVO.
Missoula's official weather station.
Patchy areas of fog this morning. Otherwise, look for mostly sunny skies with our highs in the upper 40s. Tonight, mostly cloudy with our lows dropping into the mid-30s. Another dry day on tap for Thursday. I'm meteorologist Brooke Foster for KECI 13.